No choir for the strong, no flowers for the ones who hold it down quietly. Just expectations, just be okay. They clap when you win, but they miss what it takes. Miss the silent endurance, the smile through breaks. Miss the nights you held everyone else upright, while your own soul shaking in the dead of night. There's no anthem for the ones who don't fall apart just because they learned how to fractured heart. No medal for the men who absorb the storm, then show up next day acting perfectly warm. And I'm not asking pity, I'm asking truth. That strength gets lonely when it always proves that carrying much can become a cage if nobody asked how you hold that weight. So I'm saying it plain in this verse tonight. Sometimes the strongest ones need light, need rest, need softness, need room to ache, need love not just for what they can take. There's no choir for the strong, no song when they carry too long, no spotlight on the quiet pain. Just hold it down again, again. There's no choir for the strong, so I'm writing one in this song for the souls that stay composed while the hurt runs deep below. I know women too who became the shield, holding whole families with exhausted will. Expected to nurture, expected to smile, expected to keep the whole room worthwhile. And when they finally crack, people act surprised, like grace should survive without a price. That's the lie. I want dead by dawn. Nobody is endless just because they've been strong. We all need a place where the armor drops, where the body unclenches, where the soul can stop performing okay for the sake of peace, and simply be human in honest need. That's not weakness, that's the truest form of courage alive in a weathered storm. To admit the load, to ask for care, to say I'm tired and still stand there. There's no choir for the strong, no song when they carry too long, no spotlight on the quiet pain. Just hold it down again, again. There's no choir for the strong, so I'm writing one in this song for the souls that stay composed while the hurt runs deep below. If you're tired, say it loud. If you're hurting, drop the proud. So this is the choir, these drums, these bars, for the hidden labor and invisible scars, for the fathers, mothers, brothers, friends who keep giving far past where they should been, for the leaders who cry in the parked car seat, for the workers who drag home emotionally weak, for the oldest child who became the glue, for the one everyone needs but nobody checks on too. I see you, and that seeing matters. Sometimes recognition helps pain shatter, not fully, but enough to let breathe return, enough to remind you your worth was never earned by how much you carry. Without complaint, you deserve love before the breaking point, before fate. No choir for the strong, then let this be one, a song that says you don't have to outrun your own need, your own tears, your own heart. You can be held too, even with all that strength. No choir for the strong until now.
Yeah, Saint in the black tee. Still got sins, still got grace. Still walk the block like prayer got a rhythm. Yeah, I'm not holy how they painted in the books. I got anger in my pulse and a heavy look. Got mistakes in my rear view, pride in my bones. Still I try to keep my spirit close to home. That's a different kind of saint, one with scars, one who learned mercy from surviving hard, one who knows temptation by first name and still tries daily not to feed that flame. I walk simple, black tee, clean kicks, but the thoughts in me run deep and thick. I've had to wrestle ego, lust and greed, had to ask what kind of man I really mean to be. And the older I get, the more I know God ain't asking perfect, just an honest soul, a willing one, a humble one, a trying hard one that keeps coming back after falling apart.
Black tea, still imperfect, still breathing, still got light in the cracks you see, still got faith though the nights get deep. Saint in the black tea,
street dust but my soul stay clean, not flawless, just learning peace. That's what grace look like on me. I grew up around men who thought softness weak, who measure worth by how hard they speak. So tenderness felt like a thing to hide, even when compassion lived inside. But I'm breaking that chain in my own small way, trying to let truth and warmth both stay, trying to be firm without turning cold, trying to be real without losing soul. That takes work, especially where I'm from, where survival taught us not to become too open, too trusting, too quick to cry, because pain got predators standing by. Still I know now, a closed up chest can't fully love, can't fully bless, can't fully receive what God might send if the armor never lets the healing in.
Sit in the black tea, still imperfect, still breathing, still got light in the cracks you see, still got faith though the nights get deep. Sit in the black tea,
street dust but my soul stay clean, not flawless, just learning peace. That's what grace look like on me.
grace on my shoulders, truth in my stance, sin in my memory, hope in my hands.
So if you see me walking with a careful face, know I'm balancing flesh and grace. Know I'm trying to keep my motives pure, even when the world make dirt look sure. Saint in a black tee ain't some title flex, it's a daily prayer in a culture pressed. It's choosing integrity when no one claps, it's saying sorry and meaning that. It's protecting peace without killing fire, it's aiming higher while staying required to check your ego, to tend your heart, to not let ambition tear your soul apart. That's the mission, and I'm on it still. One flawed day and one stronger will. Satan a black tee, just a man with aim, trying to carry both his truth and shame into something useful, something kind, something worthy of a clearer mind. Satan a black tee, not perfect, still prayed up.
Just stop, said you're shining different now. Everything wet, everything honest.
I came up to the rooftop just to clear my head. Watch the water run silver where the skyline bled. There's a peace after rain that the loud world miss, like the whole city paused just to feel like this. The air got clean, and so did my thoughts. All the little fake urgencies quietly dropped, and I started seeing life from a better height. Not superior, just softened by the night. I thought about the people I still need to forgive, about the way I work and the way I live, about whether I'm building something truly mine or just reacting fast to allow the time. These are the kinds of thoughts that find you late, when the phones go quiet and the weather breaks, when the rooftops hold what the rooms can't hear, and the truth feels closer than the fear. Rooftop after rain, that's where I hear myself again. City all wet, soul all plain, washing away from my brain. Rooftop after rain, let the calm move through my veins. For a little while I don't need to explain, I just breathe in the rooftop after rain. Rain just stopped, city shining different now. Everything wet, everything honest. I know life can make a man move numb, chasing next steps before the current one done. Scrolling too much, thinking too quick, losing the pulse in the constant click. That's why moments like this feel holy and rare. No performance, no proving, just cool damp air. Just me and the sound of distant tires, and the little soft smoke from the cooling wires. I remember the old pains I buried deep, the ones that only visit when the world is asleep. The love I lost, the trust I broke, the dreams I fed and the fears I spoke. And weirdly, none of it crushed me then. It just sat beside me like an older friend. Like, yeah, that happened, but look, you stayed. Sometimes healing is seeing what the storm has made.
Rooftop after rain, that's where I hear myself again. City all wet, soul all plain, washing away from my brain. Rooftop after rain, let the calm move through my veins. For a little while I don't need to explain, I just breathe in the rooftop after rain. Wet lights, soft wind, night heals within.
By the time I head back down those stairs, I know the world's still waiting with its noise and stares. But I carry this stillness under the skin, like a private place I can return within. Rooftop after rain taught me something small. Peace don't have to solve or answer it all. Sometimes it just gives you enough reset to face tomorrow with less regret, to speak more kindly, to move more slow, to protect the greatness that truly grow. That's enough for one night, and I'll take it gladly. A clearer chest and a gentler gravity. So if you get the chance when the weather clears, step above the noise with your hidden fears. Let the wet city mirror your inner terrain. You might come back lighter after rain.
Rooftop after rain, stillness in the skyline, grace in the water.
Alarm clock ambition. Wake up hungry. Wake up man discipline. Wake up like the dream already got your address. Alarm hit early. Still dark in the room. Most people sleeping. I'm making my move. I know success looks sexy when it finally lands, but it start with ugly mornings and a strict game plan. Start with yawns, stiff legs, cold floor feet. Start with making your bed before you touch the street. Start with saying no to the softer rap. Start with silencing excuses in the inner doubt. At the part they skip when they praise the rise, the repetition, the sacrifice. The born kind of greatness that no one sees. The power discipline that earns the keys. I used to wait for motivation like weather to change. Now I move like commitment, it's a different lane because feelings lie. But the schedule dull and dreams die fast when your head is
alarm clock ambition, I'm up with the sun. I got too much to build to be sleeping through runs. Alarm clock ambition, let the whole block know I'm chasing that life while the world moves slow. Alarm clock ambition, no excuses inside. I'm planting my future in the edge of the night. If it's mine, I'll meet it with work, not wishes. That's the sound of alarm
clock ambition.
ambition.
I ain't saying every day feel inspired. Some days the body heavy, some days the soul tired. Some days the mirror don't reflect no king. Some days even coffee can't fix a thing. Still I move because that's who I train. To not let the temporary stop the main. To not let one bad move reroute fate. To not let comfort negotiate my shape. That's maturity in a hungry form. Doing what you said through every storm. Keeping the promise you made to self, even when nobody else can help. And I know that pace can look extreme, but I remember what it cost to dream. I remember the rooms where I begged for change. So now I honor that pain with rage. Every early hour is respect to the past. To the kid who hope died out with the lag.
Alarm clock ambition, I'm up with the sun. I got too much to build to be sleeping through runs. Alarm clock ambition, let the whole block know I'm chasing that life while the world moves slow. Alarm clock ambition, no excuses inside. I'm planting my future in the edge of the night. If it's mine, I'll meet it tired eyes, trying to decide if you still should rise. Let me say plainly, get up and begin. Don't overthink the whole road, just step in. You don't need perfect, you need repeat. You need one more morning on your own 2 feet. You need one more vote for the life you said. You need it when the current life felt dead. That's how it changes, not all at once, but in daily choices. Stack for months until one day the world sees a different you. What comes of talent when it was routine all through. A long clock ambition, I salute that grind. The unseen labor that reshapes mind. That's the engine under every word that you sent long before the applause or accomplishments. Alarm clock ambition. Ring once. I'm already moving.
Past the velvet road,
Inside the flashing room,
still foot alone somehow.
they let us in with smiles and a practice nod. Champagne on trays, faces touched by God. Everything expensive, everything designed to make a tired soul forget its own mind. But I stood in that glow with a hollow chest, watching strangers celebrate curated access. And I thought, this what people break for. This what some lose their own real names for. A room full of lights and shallow praise. A fast, loud night that won't hold shape by day. I'm not above it, I enjoy the scene, but I can't pretend it fulfills what it means to be known, to be loved, to be fully seen. Not just admired in a polished dream that hit me hard by the velvet line. How easy it is to confuse access with a life aligned.
Velvet road, loneliness, crowded room, empty chest, gold all around, but I still confess some highs don't heal, they just impress. Velvet road, loneliness, pretty lights but no true rest. I can sip, I can smile, I can dress my best, but I still need more than expensive access. I saw girls in heels with pain behind grace. Saw men in suits trying not to lose face. Saw everyone acting like the night was enough, while their eyes said, please don't let this stop. Cause when the music dies and the lights turn thin, you still go home with the self within. And if that self been starving through all the shine, no bottle, no room can sweeten the mind. That's why I leave early more these days. Not because I'm bitter, but I know the weight. I know the difference between vibe and peace, between being desired and feeling released. And I'm trying to choose where's real depth, what can hold me through the mornings left. After the smoke, after the bass, after the show, what kind of life still glows? Loneliness, crowded room, empty chest, gold all around, but I still confess some highs don't heal, they just impress. Velvet road, loneliness, pretty lights but no true rest. I can sip, I can smile, I can dress my best, but I still need more than expensive access. Flash bulbs, cold hearts, late nights, false starts. So if I stand outside under cleaner air and feel more whole than I did in there, that's not failure, that's a grown-up clue. That peace and glamour ain't the same truth. I'll still enjoy the silk, the city, the art, but I won't ask them to parent my heart. I won't ask status to become my friend. I won't ask noise to make loneliness end. Velvet rope loneliness taught me that a lot of luxury can hide a lack, and the strongest flex is leaving on time, protecting your soul like a priceless wine. So let the clubs glow, let the camera sweep. I'm heading home with my spirit to keep. That's worth more now than 1,000 views. A quiet night and a self not bruised. Velvet rope loneliness, I know that room, I just don't live there.
See the smile, they don't see the iron in it. Hey, they don't know what it took to make calm look this strong. I smile different now, weight behind the teeth. Not naive joy, but survive belief. Not the kind of grin that don't know pain, but the type that learn how to dance in rain. I had to build this face through fire and doubt, through losses that taught me what I'm about, through rooms where I wasn't the chosen pick, through moments I almost moved too quick. Still I held shape, still I held line, still I refused to let fear define the kind of man I would become with age. I used every bruise to increase the gauge. Now when I smile, it's not just ease, it's discipline, heal wounds and clarity. It's what it looks like when pressure met grace and couldn't take the light out of my face. As I am in my smile, still in my peace. I came too far to break that easy. As I am in my smile, gold in my stride. I wear survival with a softer pride. As I am in my smile, let the whole world know I didn't get lucky, I got forward slow. People think resilience gotta look mean, like strength only count if the jaw stays clenched. But I learned real power got a warmer edge, can hold kindness and still stand on ledge, can forgive and not become weak, can stay open and still not leak, can protect the heart without killing love, can keep feet grounded while eyes look above. That's what I'm on now, that balance force, not reckless flex, but a truer source, a deeper center, a more rooted frame, a style of winning that don't cost my name. And if they underestimate the quiet type, that's cool, I let the work reveal the height. I don't rush to show what time will prove. Mine smiles don't need the room's approval to move. I'm still in my peace. I came too far to break that easy. Yes, I am in my smile, gold in my smile. I wear survival with a softer pride. Yes, I am in my smile. Let the whole world know I didn't get lucky, I got forward slow. Soft grin, hard red, calm face, built to last, built to last, built to last, built to last. So if you're healing and you still look bright, don't let nobody shame your kind of fight. You don't have too hard and in the stone to prove you made it through what you've been shown. You can still laugh, still love, still glow, and carry iron in your undertow. That's the beauty of a soul rebuilt that don't erase the pain, it repurposes guilt into wisdom, into poise, into measured flame, into a smile that doesn't beg for name, just walks in truth and lets the aura speak. A stronger future called from wounded weeks. That's me, and I claim it with pride. Iron in my smile, peace in my stride. If I keep rising, let it still look kind, because the strongest metal lives in a thoughtful mind. Hey, iron in my smile. That's the difference. That's the proof. That's the proof.
Down in the basement, low ceiling, bad violin, cheap mic, but the heartbeat was real.
There was mold on the wall and a rattle in the vent, but the hunger in that room made it heaven for a minute. We had one old speaker and a half-dead board, but we rapped like the labels was outside the door. Nobody famous, nobody clean, just kids with a pulse and impossible dreams. Sweat in the hoodie, notebooks in hand, trying to turn all our pain into something grand. And I still remember how alive it felt,
Like every 16 bars could save yourself. Like every freestyle was a claim on fate. Like every beat drop pushed open the gate. The basement taught me more than schools did then. How to sharpen truth, how to bleed through pen, how to take embarrassment and keep that flow, how to let the crowd of five still make you grow. Heartbeat in the basement, that's where my soul found placement. No glamour, no validation, just hunger and imagination. Heartbeat in the basement, that's the root of my cadence. Before the lights and the statements, I was built in the basement. We used to argue over samples and snares, over who had the best bars, who really cared, over which line hit hardest in the third round. Man, the pride back then was a holy sound, but it wasn't ego, it was survival too. When the world don't see you, your people do. And in that room, being hurt meant more than any fake cosign or industry door, because we were speaking from unfinished lives, from broken homes, from hidden fights, from anxiety, poverty, first lost love, from the need to feel chosen by something above. That's why the verses sounded honest and wild. No polished brand and just a bruised up child, trying to become through kick and snare, trying to breathe bigger than the stale old air. Heartbeat in the basement, that's where my soul found placement. No glamour, no validation, just hunger and imagination. Heartbeat in the basement, that's the root of my cadence. Before the lights and the statements, I was built in the basement. Big sound, slow room, raw ground. Now if I'm ever in rooms with gold on the wall, I still carry that basement. Under it all, still carry the smell, the heat, the nerves, the feeling that every word had to earn its worth. And I'm glad for that, because it keeps me real, keeps me close to the reason I still feel. This ain't just music, it's memory work, it's resurrection through rhythm and hurt. So here's to the basements nobody glamorized, where young hearts start turning pain to drive, where futures form under flickering lights, where art first learns how to survive the night. That's holy ground in my story still, a place where the dream got blood and skill. Heartbeat in the basement never left my chest, that's why even now my verses hit with depth. Heartbeat in the basement, I'm still knocking, still knocking, still knocking. Heartbeat in the basement, still knocking, still knocking, still knocking, still knocking.
Bad in the basement, still knocking, 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 still knocking.
Blue flame patience, not loud fire, not reckless burning, just the kind that lasts.
I used to think hunger had to scream to count, had to crash through doors, had to force amounts, had to move fast, had to prove it quick, had to shine now, or the dream might slip. But time taught me something deeper than speed. Some fires burn bright and then die from need. Some fires burn blue, controlled and clean, hot enough to build, calm enough to dream. That's the kind of patience I had to learn, how to wait without letting ambition turn into panic. Ego, self-doubt loops into chasing noise and designer suits. No, I had to sharpen the slower art, how to keep real pressure from shaking heart, how to keep showing up with a steady hand, even when the blessings don't match the plan.
Blue flame patience, that's how I move. Slow fire in me, but it still cuts through. Not in a rush, but I know my route. I'm still on time, even through the doubt. Blue flame patience, let it burn deep, while the whole world chases what they can't keep. I'm building long, I'm building true. That's what a blue flame know to do.
Yeah, I've seen too many talents waste in haste, too many crowns fall off from the race, too many hearts get hollow from flex, trying to be next without becoming best. Best in the soul, not just in look, best in the way that your words still took, best in the way
distances I keep while I say less now and observe much more. Growth change, how I enter every door. I'm not passive, don't confuse the calm. I got iron inside, every measured time. I just know a real future needs more than spark. It needs sustained heat after the dark. Yeah, yeah.
Blue flame patience, that's how I move. Slow fire in me, but it still cuts through. Not in a rush, but I know my route. I'm still on time, even through the doubt. Blue flame patience, let it burn deep, while the whole world chases what they can't keep. I'm building long, I'm building true. That's what a blue flame know to do.
Cool face, hot core, slow climb. One more. So if your path feels slower than the rest, that don't mean you failing some invisible test. Maybe you're being forged for a steadier reign. Maybe your pace is protecting your name. Maybe the delay is teaching depth, teaching what to do with less of the stress, teaching you to lead from a grounded frame, not just show up big but remain. That's the magic of blue flame patience, a quiet kind of holy preparation, the type that keeps your inner house in order before you step across a wider border. So I let the world sprint if it needs that rush. I'll keep my own heat and my deeper trust, because when my season opens full and true, I want the soul to be ready to.
Blue flame patience.